What's going on, guys? Gomes are back again on another MLB The Show 18 Diamond Dynasty video, and I'm gonna be coming out with my Diamond Dynasty wish list. I know people say it's gonna be too early, but honestly, right now is the time where SDS is gonna be looking to add new stuff into MLB The Show 19. You know, a lot of people do their wish list, you know, like 2-3 months before the game comes out. That really doesn't do anything because they're pretty much done and have the game finalized and what they're gonna have in there. So if you're a content creator or somebody in the community, come out with the wish list right now, because right now is when they are going to be listening to ideas. But as always, if you guys have your own thoughts and suggestions, make sure to leave them down below in the comment section. But without further ado, here we go. We are gonna start, and first and foremost, the thing I want is them to revise the team epics this year. I thought they were really bad compared to last year. I mean, they weren't terrible. There were some ones that had okay rewards, but to be honest, the good rewards were few and far between. I know, like, we had a Napoli, I think there was like a Liriano that was alright. There was a Cueto. That's really the best rewards. They weren't very good, and they took a lot of grinding. Pretty much just go through it. It takes about a little bit more than 10k. It depends on the team, of course, but to get the autographs and the bobbleheads, expect a minimum of 10,000, and then live, so we'll call it 15,000 stubs that you have to put in it. Then you have to pitch 200 innings, which 9 innings a game that you can pitch, that's a lot of innings. I made a video talking about why I didn't like the team epics before. You guys can make sure to check that out if you guys do want to, but it takes a lot of games, takes a lot of grinding to get like an 85 Troy Percival for the Angels, for example. And that's not even like the worst. Like, take a look at the Cubs, for example. You have an 82 Matt Garza. For the Chicago Cubs, the best they could come up with is an 82 Matt Garza for all that grinding. And for like 15-20k, I think they just need to rework that. Of course, in past years, you had to do the collection. I don't think they need to do that necessarily, but either do one of two things. One, give us better cards and have, you know, the same amount of grinding, or just, you know, it can be the same level tier rewards but a little less grinding, because right now I really never see anybody using any of the team epics cards. So you want to change that, make them either better rewards or make the grinding a little bit easier for them if you want to keep the reward system the same way it is right now. Nextly, it's just up the in-game rewards. You know, every game, like, I think right now you're only getting like 150 stubs for playing a 9-inning game, which is kind of low in my opinion. A 9-inning game, especially if you're playing online, that's going to take 40 minutes up to an hour, you know, to play a 9-inning game. And getting 150 stubs is honestly a slap in the face. Also, you get like 2.5 tickets for playing. Okay, you get maybe like 10 tickets, maybe, for playing a full 9-inning game as well. I think that's just too low. I don't think you need like 500 stubs, but give us like 225 and like 10-15 tickets a game, because especially right now there's not really that many good ways to make tickets in this game, as you guys are well aware of. Of course there are programs, but once you finish those programs, there's really no other way to get tickets except for like the 5 that you get for each game. So it would just be nice. The XP I think is fine where it is right now. Last year it was way too easy to get diamond level and get your XP levels up. Of course we had the My Career missions last year, but just give us like 75-80 more stubs a game and like 5-10 more tickets, and I think it'll be a lot more rewarding. Next up, we had it before. I think we had it in 7. I know we had it last year. In 16 we might have, and that's just to kind of have like a stat mission for online play or any play. Of course we do have these for, you know, general play, get these done, and I do like these, but just have one for like ranked seasons, like one a month, one for the month of April for ranked seasons, one for battle royale, and one for events. You know, get 100 hits in ranked seasons and you get X amount of XP stubs and etc. Just another nice thing to have to, you know, get for playing online, because of course right now there's not a whole lot of rewards for online. Of course there is, you know, they all have their individual awards, but for just like playing and accumulating stats, it really doesn't do anything for you, and you can get stats a lot quicker offline. So just another little incentive to go ahead and play online, in my opinion. Next up is to fix Inside Edge. I mean, I love Inside Edge, but it's weird. I don't know if it's been like this last year, but it is really weird. I hope I can find an example of where we can find that. A lot of times you guys will see like multiple starting pitchers are down on the day, and you can't tell me there's multiple starters starting a game. I mean, even if you look at the Rays having their openers, you know, that's a reliever, not a starter. So hopefully I can find an example of that. Like, I'm pretty sure David Price is not even pitching today because he just pitched. He could be, but like Masahiro Tanaka, he is down. And, oh my, of course right now I'm not going to find an example, but I'm sure if you play this game, you are well aware of what I'm talking about, where starters who aren't even starting the game necessarily, or guys that sometimes are hurt, I've seen them get inside edge boost, and sometimes they just don't make sense, which something I don't like is matchup data is limited but favors the Royals. They don't tell you anything. You know, guys will play a full season and they're like, oh yeah, they don't really have anything, but it favors this team though, so kind of frustrating. I do love inside edge though. It gives, you know, gives off an incentive to use, you know. Oh, here we go. Perfect example. We have Josh Tomlin as starting pitcher. He's down on the day. And then we got Corey Kluber, who's up on the day, and Trevor Bauer. You're telling me the Indians are starting 3 different starting pitchers today? Stop it, SDS. Come on. Actually, I don't think they even do the inside edge. So either way, I just wish they would fix that. But make sure to keep it in the game. I really do like it. Next up is something that we've all wanted for the time forever since MLB Diamond Dynasty came out. That's multiple lineups. At this point, I'm getting sick of asking because every other Ultimate Team game mode has it. I don't know what the problem is. Maybe there's an issue where they cannot do it, but I don't think it would be that hard. I mean, simply, you'd have basically, you can have a lineup to play online. You have a lineup to grind this mission and that mission. You can have multiple lineups, and it works the same thing for events. I get so sick and tired of playing events. You get knocked out. Yeah, you get knocked. Like, this isn't the team I was rocking. I mean, you know, I wasn't using Rod Carew, Paul Molitor, and Alex Gordon, and Buddy Bell. Like, every single time they just reset it to who you think instead of who you had in your event lineup, which honestly it should not change unless I lose that player. So every single time I want to set up a new event run, I have to go in and change each and every position, and it's really, really annoying. Same thing for Diamond Dynasty. Just add new lineups, so I mean multiple lineups, so we don't have to go in here switch every time, because right now if I want to play ranked seasons game, that's fine, but then if I want to grind, I have to go through and put every single player in their spot. And there's 25 guys on an MLB roster. It takes a while, and it's a lot. It would be a lot quicker and cleaner if they did add that. Next up is better season rewards. Simply this year they've been a flop compared to like last year, the only other year we had them. I mean, you know what's a problem when you get World Series. Darren Erstad, of course he's 46k now, but that's just because of market inflation. This card went for about 25k when the season first ended. I believe it was the May season. He went for 25,000. I mean, yeah, it just so happened this game that contact really doesn't matter, that power, you know, contact hitters just really don't have a purpose in this game. But that's besides the point. I mean, 25k to get World Series, and I know you do get like a live series 85 to 89 diamond. I get that, but the main like hero card for each season, it's gotta be better. I know they want to do progressive overalls, and I like that, but you can make the players better. Like, honestly, none of the season rewards have been all that great in my opinion. And especially, World Series is no slouch. It is not easy to get. So having about a 25k card, it's just not worth it. They need to somehow make a little bit better of season rewards for ranked seasons. Next up is more unique sets. I do love the POTM sets. I also like Future Stars, a program they started last year. And also, if you guys remember, in MLB The Show 17, the Finest program. I want them to do more stuff like that simply because, you know, we've had like flashbacks in the game since MLB 16. And we've seen all of these we've seen most of these by now. Like, we had this card the past 2 years. We had this card in 16. We had this card last year. We had this card the last 2 years. We had this card last year. And you guys get the trend. You know, other than new legends and a few new flashbacks here and there, it's all the same, you know. And they do add some new stuff. Of course, I think they added 30 new legends, and I'll get into that point in a little bit. But I mean, come on, like, just add some more stuff. Like, add for the home run derby, you know, this week. you know, let's say if, well, I mean, it's gonna be hard because like Jesus Aguilar, if he did win, you know, he just got an 85 POTM card, but have something, you know, add some more cards like that, add some more future stars, you know, in the middle of the year. I like how they did it this year, but we don't have that many. Just add some more. That's why I love these, because like, you know, Ricky Weeks, it's not like he's an all-time player, but it's just another card to have in there. And I'm pretty sure we didn't have it last year or stuff like that. So just add more unique cards, and it's gonna make the content a lot more exciting in my opinion. Next up, better release times and communication on SDS's port, on Twitter, on everything. It's bad, you know. There's been times where the roster update's been on time at it's noon Pacific time, so 2 p.m. where I am. This last time, it didn't come out until like 2:40 my time. It was like 40 minutes late. We did not get a tweet. We did not get nothing. No communication at all. Also, when the POTM cards did come out last Tuesday, they weren't sellable, and I don't think we got a tweet regarding it for at least an hour. How does it take an hour for you to announce that something in your game isn't working as intended? Of course, they did end up smooth it over. It took hours. I don't think it happened until like 4 hours after POTM came out, where they were able to be sold. But still, just have better communication. You know, that's really all we're asking. And if you say roster updates are gonna come out at this time, make sure they come out at that time. Or if not, just say, hey, it's gonna be a little bit, it's gonna be 20 minutes late, it's gonna be 25 minutes late. Not a big deal, but it's gonna make a lot of people happy. Also, in game, I want mission notifications. If you guys have not seen this, it's a lot to take in. I've had people that are new to the game tell me like they don't even know what to do. They're so lost because look at everything that you have to scroll through. You know, you start at Immortals 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. It's like 12, you know, 20 clicks to get to a certain thing. And it's just, it's not a bad UI, but it's confusing. So if I, you know, am grinding multiple things at once, it's hard to keep track of. You know, I have to have like a notepad open on my computer, which isn't a big deal, but it's just, it would be nicer. All I'm asking is for like at the end of the game, it doesn't have to be in game necessarily, but at the end of the game, kind of like Madden or any other Ultimate Team style game mode has, it'll have like something displaying like, oh, what you just did, or simply right after you play a game, they already have that screen. Add, you know, just hit R1 and you can see, oh, you had 2 hits with Ken Griffey Jr. and it shows you now, okay, that's not a perfect example. Let's go Chipper Jones. You got two hits with him, for example. Now you are X amount of 35 left to go. Just be something easier to see, because sometimes I have no idea when I've completed missions, especially for like career arcs. You know, if you're not specifically grinding them, you would never know when you hit them until you scroll all the way down here and eventually reach that. So it would just be nice if they did that. And finally, add more legends. I know you guys had 30 this year, and honestly, there were some good ones. I've said this before, I really like the legends that they added. They added Babe Ruth, an all-time player. They added Stan the Man. They added Mike Piazza, Bob Gibson. He was in the game before, I do believe, but they added a bunch of new guys. Albert Bell, Frank Thomas, Duke Schneider, all added into the game. 30 new legends. Just keep adding new legends. And despite popular belief, I don't really know how you guys feel about it. I know in the Madden community, people get mad because they use the term legend loosely in their terms, but I would rather see, you know, some people might not be like crazy or about it, or he's not the best player of all time, but add guys like Adam Dunn or Ryan Howard. You know, they're not the greatest players ever, but they're just another cool card to have that we've had before, and people do like him, and it's just more content to have. I really think people would like it. It doesn't have to be, you know, Babe Ruth and Alex Rodriguez added every year. Just add, you know, more fringe legends like Johnny Damon. Not an all-time legend, but still a cool card to have in the game. That is going to do it for my wish list. That's what I would like to see content-wise in MLB The Show 19. I will have also a gameplay wish list, and I probably will come back to this in a couple of months just to touch on any more points if I do come across them. But like I said, I will have a gameplay wish list. This was just more content-wise in Diamond Dynasty. Like I said, make sure to leave your thoughts and suggestions down below in the comment section on what you would like to see in MLB The Show 19. And yeah, hope you guys have a great rest of the day. And there you guys, comes out. Yay!